Right, hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. Now unfortunately the video that I wanted to bring out was going to be on the Focus behind me. However, what I've managed to do is take the lower sump off and I've managed to cross thread some bolts, putting it back on, which has stripped all the threads in the aluminium casing. So I'm going to need to get it taken off and get them all helicoiled. So that is going to be a future video. Now I think the last video I did was me working on the Focus, I'm sure it was, and I was hoping to bring you some good content for it. However, that's now been put to one side. So what we're going to do today, well, I've owned this car now for 2 years and I've done a few reviews on my car, I've done a few hates and dislikes on the car, and one of the things that I always moaned about was the dashboard being blue. So today we're going to change the dash. However, we're not going to be taking a dash out of the car, we are in fact going to be painting it. So I've seen a video from FF04ORD and there's a few other videos on YouTube that you can watch on how to do this, but what I've done is gone ahead and bought 3 of these. So this is cherry blossom shoe polish, and apparently I have seen the videos, it does work. It will turn my horrible blue dash into a lovely black dash and actually suit the car a lot more better, and it should have done that from factory. This job's going to go one of 2 ways. Either it's going to look insane and I'm going to be really happy with it, or it's going to look like an absolute pile of poo and I'm going to get shoe polish everywhere all over the car and possibly on my white t-shirt. As you can see, I've got stains on it already anyway from food for my son. Right, so if you own one of these cars, you'll know that as soon as you step into it, you are greeted with the beautiful blue dash. Now I've moaned about this so many times. Why have they done it blue? I know the seats were blue, or had the blue cloth, but they've done this black or grey, but this is blue. It just looks horrible. Like even the door cards, just the contrast between the two, I hate it. Goodbye forever. I'm now going to start painting it with the cherry blossom. Fingers crossed for me. If it goes well, brilliant. If it doesn't go well, then you can laugh at my expense. First things first, I'm just going to dust off the surface here, just so it looks a bit cleaner. Get all the dirt off, get all the dust off. You won't need to do back here because this is black as well back here for some reason. Don't ask me why, but this is black and obviously this bit's all blue and on the dash is blue here. So I'm just going to try this side first, see what happens, give this a go. We can laugh at my expense. Good practice with that. Right, so it should be a case of, please work, dab it on. So I'm hoping I can just paint this all on, like so. I'm going to have to get a little sponge to get in all the back bits here and in the corners here, because I don't really want to start painting over everything. If this works, I'm telling you, this will be like the finest mod. Everyone spends thousands on their car modifying it. I've spent about £8 on eBay on some shoe polish. Probably going to have to let this dry and do a couple of coats, as if we're painting parts on the car. We'll give it a couple of coats. But there's nothing to it really, like just paint it all on. I'm going to have to get like a little sponge or something for the intricate areas. However, it seems to be going on alright. Probably going to let this dry for like half hour and then I'll come back out and we'll do a bit more. Obviously doing in this glove box area is going to be a bit difficult. We'll give it a go. Yeah, I can't really get in there with this, to be honest. So I'm going to have to get like a sponge, cut it out and then sort of wipe that in there, or just put it on some sort of microfiber or something. We'll give it a go. Right, so sitting on this side I can immediately see a difference. This definitely looks a lot blacker and it's almost drying now. So I'll give that a little bit of time to dry this side, then I'll come and do this side, which I'm going to do now obviously. I've got myself a little sponge here, so I'll put a load of the shoe polish on there. Dare I say, so far, so good. I don't think this job's going to take long either. I think this is probably going to take you an hour, really, if you've got the time and the patience and the skills. You don't even need the skills. I ain't got the skills. I cross-thread everything. Yeah, this won't take you long at all. Obviously I'm just going at it like a bit slapdash, but what else are you supposed to do, I guess? It's these corner bits here, you don't want to get like the trims here. So that's what I've got that for. I'm hoping that works. Another good thing about this is that if you are left over with any, I bought 3 of these. I don't think I'm going to need 3. So even if I use 2 bottles on here, that's going to look really good. And if you've got a crusty pair of crepes that are like lurking about in your cupboard under the stairs, you've got yourself some nice cherry blossom just to make them look as good as new. Right, I'm calling this one early. I'm going to say that this has worked. So what I do is I do a few more coats on this, we'll come back, we'll have a look. I don't think it's going to match exactly to the original trim on the doors and on the sides here, but it's not going to be blue, which is obviously quite a good thing. So I'll do a few more coats, we'll come back, have a look, and then we'll judge and we'll see. So I've actually put the second coat on now and it actually looks pretty decent. Just a little tip, when you've got the bottle, what you want to do is get yourself like a sponge. So to do this bit across the speedometer area, basically load it all up. I don't know if you can see that, but it builds up a load of shoe polish. Use that and then just sort of use it to like brush it all in, and it kind of really levels it out almost, because obviously you're going to get like high spots of the shoe polish. Can't believe I'm saying that. Just gets it all in there really. It's quite a nice little trick for you. But yeah, I'm over the moon with this. This is looking, I could literally sit and keep painting this and painting this and painting this. I'm hoping you should see now from the video the difference in the colour. I mean, I can see it here, like obviously I've got to get it all in the speedometer area, and yeah, it's looking good. Well happy. Let's put it on the old trim, see what that does. Oh, fresh. Yeah, that's looking mint. I'm not going to stop there though, I'll be back. That's what it's looking like at the minute. I wonder if you can still see sort of some of the blue here where it's only had a little bit, but these are the hard areas. So like to get around these corner bits here, to get into the corners here, you need that little applicator. And then also you can see like the black's there now and the blue's obviously tucked in behind here, so you need that sponge to really work the product into there so it blends in with the two there. So you see that blue line, look. But yeah, what a difference. I really did think that would work. I saw his video doing it and I thought, yeah, like it looks all right. But I mean, that's looking so much better already. Decent. Right, so here we are 2 coats later. Now I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, do you know what, that actually looks pretty good. So let me pan up now and look at the difference that makes. How much better is that than the blue? Now I'm hoping you can make that out in the video. I did a little 50-50 in the thumbnail, so this side was done and this side was still blue. So it's drying here still a little bit, as you can see. I don't know if you saw it in the other bit of the video. You get your cherry blossom, you open up a lid, you basically dab it loads and loads and loads and loads and loads in there, so it creates like a little pool of the polish. Get your microfiber or your mitt or whatever you want to call it, your sponge, and then basically like scoop it up, and then you just basically like brush it into all the areas. Now down here at the speedometer, obviously in here is like awkward to get to, but even if you get it on this old bit of trim from Ford, you make it look brand new with the shoe polish. It looks pretty good. I'm not going to do the whole car because that's just absolutely ridiculous. All along here, I really hope the camera picks this up, but whether or not you can see it, I can definitely see it. And if I'm honest, I think I prefer the blue. Only joking. No, this is looking so much better, how it should have done. But look, I've made a bit of mess up here, I'm not going to lie. It ain't easy. I'm hoping that comes off with a bit of cleaner. I'm sure it will. As for the longevity of it, who knows? I know the FF040RD, mate, you've got to change your name. It's too long for me to say it, but F Ford, let's call it that, F for Ford. I know the longevity he said was pretty good, however he's now sold the car obviously, so the new owner may be crying that his dashboard's like dripping black paint everywhere. However, I think I'll be holding on to this car for quite a while, so I'm really happy with those results. So if you want to give it a try, definitely do it. Just make sure you get the one with the black lid. Apparently there's 2 variants of this, but I've only used this so far and I reckon it's still up to you. I've only used half of it, so I'm going to let this dry properly because the sun's out. I'm going to leave the windows open, let it dry up really nicely, give it one final coat, and then I'll maybe do an update video for you in a couple of months, either crying because it's all leaked all over my shoes and my clothes, or just telling you that it's looking pretty damn good. Look at that. That's looking so good. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's about to absolutely torrentially downpour on me, so I think I've done that just in time. So I might have to close the windows to obviously to stop the rain getting in. However, I have modified some cars over my time and I've done some really good mods. I've done like lowering cars, turbos, manifolds, brake upgrades, you know, you name it. Well, okay, I haven't done everything, but I've done quite a lot modifying cars. This, however, is probably one of the most rewarding modifications, or call it what you will, that I've done to a car. For £8 for 3 bottles of cherry blossom. All right, I've gone a bit overboard and I've bought too much. However, 1 bottle of cherry blossom I think will do your dash. It's a no-brainer for me. If you've got a Ford Fiesta ST150, you've got a lovely blue dash on it like I did, try this. Honestly, if you don't like it, you can go to Breakers Yards, you can buy a new dash, you've got to rip them out. I mean, I've seen the Matt Armstrong videos, he's done it. There's no way I'm doing all that unless I really have to. I didn't on this. I painted it with some shoe polish. looks decent. So if you've enjoyed this random video of me painting my car with some shoe polish, then obviously subscribe to the channel down below, and you can look at my last video up here. Thanks all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.